Hello, friends from Julian in Southern California. It is Sunday, February 8th, and this is the first build video that we'll be publishing very close to real time on our new 2001 Ford Excursion, the world's largest SUV, and we're going to be turning it into a full-blown camper conversion, fully self-contained. That is the goal, at least. Just gonna throw this out there. I'm not a super analytical guy, so I didn't do any 3D mapping of the interior. I just have a vision. I bought some components. Now I need to really see if they're gonna fit or if there's even a chance of them fitting. My objective on these videos of the build process is gonna be just to give you guys very close to real time, within a day or two, what I am up to and bring you along on the journey. That's not gonna mean full-blown detailed stuff about building things. Those will come down the road, but this will allow you to be along with this, on this journey with us relatively close to real time. So I will have questions, I will pose them to you guys, our friends, the community, and look for ideas. So today, like, we're literally starting at ground zero, and it is time to discuss subfloor. This is all going to get shampooed again. I've done some carpet shampooing, but now that the seat is removed, that's probably some Coke or coffee that has sat there for many years under the imprint of the seat bracket, which is right there. So yeah, there is going to have to be a subfloor. Got the seat right there. And see here, this is the $400 Facebook Marketplace drawer system that I found in San Diego. But okay, so height is going to be adjusted in this area. Like, literally this whole chunk of this drawer system is going to get shortened and something new is going to go here. Not sure what's going to happen with the rest of this. It might get repurposed. It might get left here in Julian. Who knows? But it's not going to be this high. So since the objective is to be fully self-contained, so one could go to Harvest Hosts, theoretically, there has to be a toilet. The toilet has to be in here at all times. It can't be like up on the roof or anything, because when nature calls, nature calls. So the toilet's going to have a home, thinking right there. But there will be a shelf covering it up and maybe some decorative towel or something thrown over it to make it not look like there's a toilet right in front of your countertop. I'm thinking right now the diesel heater is going to have to go right there, with the tank right here as well. I prefer the tank being outside, but I just can't see any ways of mounting the tank outside that would not get snagged by a branch or be in a position where it could easily be filled up. Like, I can stuff the tank under there, but am I going to be able to get the cap off to put fuel in it? No. So we have a great 6-gallon gray tank and a 10-gallon freshwater tank, and this little sink jobber off of Amazon that's going to go there, and a 12-volt refrigerator needs to go here as well. A company that we've worked with in the past called Lifetime. They are awesome. They are supplying us with literally all the electrical components for this build. DC to DC, 3,000 watt inverter, BMS, battery monitoring system, a battery charger, solar charge controller, and a really nice big lithium battery for the system. So they're taking care of everything. Mad shout out to them. They are just so awesome. Let's see here. But yeah, getting back to this toilet scenario. So Mother Nature calls in the middle of the night. This is roughly going to be the length of the bed. This will all be gone. Adios. So Mother Nature calls. You pull the toilet out, you scoot yourself forward, and you do your business just like so. You're not facing the person in back. It's not like, hey, honey, I'll be just a minute. There's none of that going on. Obviously, the view from back there wouldn't be the most flattering, but it is what it is. We want this vehicle to be self-contained so it can go to harvest hosts because it's going to be a travel vehicle. Oh, what else? Let's see. Let me turn around here. That spare tire is leaving. There's going to be no room for that. But the vision is to make this bed platform the full width. So the sleeping area is completely between the wheel wells. That's going to leave some really cool storage opportunities on one side or the other. Totally going to have some shelves there. There's obviously going to be an element that kind of folds back and then folds down at nighttime. Let's see here. I have worked on de-accessorizing the truck. There were a bunch of lights on it, and I do need to hack some way of making that sucker stay up other than a piece of tape. But man, this truck is in really, really good condition. Door window tint, personally, a little dark for me. I find myself squinting a fair amount to look through it at intersections. That's like an Amazon grade roof rack. Nothing wrong with those, but I don't necessarily want to do too much with it because I have a dream of getting one of those front runner racks for the roof of this thing so we can put a heck of a lot of weight on there. So here is the back, and the drawers, they'll just be a great resource. These are seat components for that sucker. And this, just getting this out of here is going to be getting an elephant out of the room. Oh, the rear struts were sagging on this, and the really weird thing is I'm not sure if they were not the right size, but I could barely get my head underneath here. It was like this. These new struts, they're pretty nice. Got our Alaska plates. What else has been going on? These fender flares make it beg for some bigger wheels and tires, and something will happen to the suspension one of these days. So that spare tire, 2 days ago, my buddy Mike and I put this 2-inch receiver on here. I'll just tell you, they could have designed it a little bit better because there's 4 bolts on each side. I'm not saying those went in easy, but there was zero opportunity for that one to go in without us investing a whole lot more time in the grinder or plasma cutter. And, we just thought for a spare tire rack for the time being, 3 out of 4 will do the job. Hopefully I'll get this thing, or we don't get this thing stuck and have to get yanked out there, but still 3 out of 4 isn't bad. Oh, what else? So yeah, I guess that is all for this short little, relatively close to real-time video about us turning the world's largest SUV into a camper conversion. Yeah, this is going to be a fun project, and this is a beautiful truck to do a project like this on. So stay tuned. Yeah, hit that subscribe button. I know a lot of you guys have been here for well over a decade, but if you're new, welcome, and we hope you enjoy this build.